Gosh, man. Me and my lady, me and the camera, we watch Win a Day with Tad Hamilton once a year. I freaking love that movie. I do. I love that movie.
Also on the show today in just a few minutes, a lady who's very concerned about all the service dogs that are not really service dogs, the people that fake service dogs. Yeah, you know who you are looking down at your radio right now. Also, a lady who's a landlord for an apartment complex, and she won't let you in her apartment complex unless you have an animal. That's her requirement. It's very cool. She's a trendsetter, and she's my hero of the day. We're going to be talking to her in just a couple minutes right here on Animal Radio. And which one are we going to? Going to line 2. Oh, I know who this is. Hi, Elena. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Very good. I know you called me a few minutes ago. You're very upset about something that Alan said last
Very
week.
upset.
Last week we were talking about how long a dog's memory is and how smart they are. And I've always thought that really animals are smarter than humans. They can actually speak English, but because they're so smart, opt not to. And so I'm from the camp that they're very smart. But last week I know that, Alan, you mentioned something about their memory being pretty brief, like a couple of minutes.
Well, I don't know what you're referring to. I know dogs have memory, and they just remember differently than people do. And there's very little research on dog memory, but they remember, they associate. So if somebody was cruel to a dog, let's say hit a dog with a broom, every time someone lifted a broom, the dog would remember that event. But as far as like naughty behavior, pooping in the house, things like that, it depends on the dog. Each dog is different. Some dogs aren't going to remember that they pooped in the house, and some dogs are, and some dogs are just going to associate the poop with you being upset, not knowing that they did it. Every dog is different, but yes, dogs do have memory. Yeah. They do remember things, but not the way people do. They don't remember. Dogs don't remember spatially like people do. In other words, Einstein once said, Hal, that if you give Hal a pound of bacon, an hour is going to seem like a minute. But if you give Hal a pile of spinach, dogs don't do that. They don't do that spatial thing.
So, Alina, what was your main complaint?
Well, my main complaint is this gentleman Alan is speaking out of his own opinion. And that's what a lot of humans do. They write books on their own personal opinion or what their small research has done. As far as I'm concerned, he's speaking out of his ass, because that's not the case. Dogs are actually extremely intelligent. All dogs are.
Name call, okay? Why do we have to name call? I have a good heart. I love dogs.
Okay, wonderful. So let's just scratch the name calling and let's just get to the point of what I'm going to tell you.
You talk
Basically,
to me like I'm your enemy, like I did.
Well, because
like
it's
I did
offensive.
something bad.
It's offensive. It's offensive to people, and it's also offensive to who created dogs. Do you think?
I'm not even going to hear that word.
Oh, God forbid. God forbid somebody calls you on what you're doing. Oh, no, if I agreed with you, you'd love me. But because I'm contradicting what you're saying about animals, and dogs in particular you're speaking on, it bothers you.
You just have to stop yelling at me.
Okay, so why don't you listen to what I'm saying? Because I listened to you while you had the floor. Now you're going to listen to me.
Yelling at me.
All right. Dogs actually have what you call an unconsciously sensitivity to the future. Like if someone's coming to your door, pay attention to your pet. Your pet will know that someone's going to be arriving even 15 to 20 to 30 minutes before they get there. They have what you call, it's like almost like a precognition energy where they can see what's going to happen. If you pay attention, that's an amazing talent for a pet to have. And humans don't use that. The funniest thing is humans love to degrade and say, oh, this one's not as smart as me, or this one doesn't have this and doesn't have that. But in essence, it's the humans that have issues on this planet. They don't relate. They don't pay attention to their spirit. They're programmed to do whatever everybody else is doing. Let's follow along with the trends. Animals, which you're speaking specifically of dogs, they don't. They follow their instincts. So basically, yes, if someone picks a broom up to hit them, their instinct is, oh my God, this person's going to, this owner or someone's going to hit me and hurt me. Whereas someone else picks up a bat for a human, they might say, oh yeah, you think you're going to hit me with that? And then boom, they get hit. So the intelligence of a human cannot even compare to a dog, cannot compare to most of the species on this planet. But they always like to create this superiority complex of who they are and they're better than. And I know more than you know, so I'm going to write a book and tell everybody that a dog is less intelligent than I am. Newsflash, not true.
Never said that.
You know what? Can I just chime in?
You know,
She brought up some really...
personally, I love people. I love people.
No, not when Alan's talking. You can't say anything. Just let him get it out of the way.
Okay.
I love people. I love dogs. I don't degrade people, and I don't degrade dogs. I have no ego where dog behavior is concerned. My whole goal is to create happiness between a dog and a dog owner. I don't know any more than you. I just know what I've observed with many, many dogs, and I've helped many, many people and their dogs.
And did you write a book on this, Alan?
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Did you write a book on this?
Of course not. I don't write books.
Okay, so how do you get paid for doing this somehow?
No, I help people for free, actually.
Oh, okay, so you don't, there's no money exchange in your knowledge.
No, there's no money exchange.
Well, that I grant you a little applause for, but in essence, you said yesterday, which Hal said to a customer on the phone, or maybe it was you because it was 6 a.m, a 2-year-old, they have a 2-year-old mentality. That's their mentality. And I tell you, in 9/11, when that building went down, what did they use all the one of my fireman friends said to me yesterday, he said, is this guy got his marbles? They used these dogs to rescue. This is to rescue a lot of people that were under the debris and all that good stuff. So, how can a 2-year-old mindset do that? You're going to say, oh, they were trained? Well, humans are trained, and some of them can't comprehend anything. You tell them their name, how do you spell it? Yeah, Helen with an A. Oh, how do you spell that? You know how many times I come across human beings and I'm like, are you even trying to evolve as a spirit? So as far as I'm concerned, I get offended by this because I pay very close attention to my dogs and I'm enamored by the way they understand things because I give them so much love and attention. I treat them like an equal, which most people would never, maybe they would think, oh, that's crazy. Treat them like an equal and they actually love and respect me. And that's the way human beings should treat other human beings. And then maybe we'd have more happiness on the planet. That's my opinion.
Dr. Debbie, you wanted to mention.
Yeah, I just wanted to make a point that she actually raised a point of dogs are far more perceptive when we talk about senses. So when we look at senses, yes, they possess greater sensory ability than we can. That is well known. They can hear things, they can smell things, they can sense energies that we cannot. But is that intelligence in the definition of what we talk about when we talk about humans? It's not the same thing in that it's not a measure of an intelligence, it's a measure of greater awareness and greater sensory capabilities. But I think we're kind of getting to the definition of what is intelligence. And I think that's kind of where these guys are just...
Look, there's some really smart dogs. I'm not any smarter than anybody. I'm not very smart at all, and I'm not superior to a dog. Dogs are just different than we are. Every animal is different from a dog. Everything is different. So, with a dog, when I say that a dog has a 2-year intelligence level, what I mean is, a dog can't do math. A dog doesn't understand science. A dog doesn't fly to another planet. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
A dog doesn't fly to another planet.
No, he doesn't create a ship that goes to another planet or build an airliner and things like that. That's all I'm saying.
And neither does the majority of humans.
Well, that's true. But the majority of humans can learn things that a dog just can't. That's not to say they're superior. In other words, like, when I'll test a dog and how smart he is, what I'll do is the coffee can test is what I call it. And all I do is I take a piece of food or a treat and I put it in a coffee can right in front of the dog's face. Now, some dogs will forget the food is there almost immediately, like a beagle or a basset hound. They just walk away. They don't even remember or that the food is there because they can't see it. Out of sight, out of mind.
Really?
You take a lab and you do that, and he just takes his paw, knocks the can over, and gets the treat.
Do you want to know why? Do you want to know why? The funniest thing is you look at that as them being not intelligent and saying, oh, they forgot it was in the can. I have a basset hound, which is hilarious that you say that, but I'm going to knock it off course here. When they actually do that, they're walking away saying, what do you think, I'm an idiot? If you're going to give me food, give me food. Don't give me food in can so I have to pick the lid off and all this. You don't think that maybe their intelligence goes a little beyond that and says, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This is how you're going to treat me? Like I'm some kind of little clown? I mean, the bottom line is I believe, and you might not believe this, and nobody in that radio station might not believe this, but every everything that walks around on this planet has a spirit living within it. And that spirit, the only difference between us and them is the body that it encompasses. That's what the difference is. And people who judge and don't think positive about this, that's where they're living. They're missing out on life, because the most of the creatures, species other than humans, bring so much love and great feeling to the universe. It's beautiful. And we sit there and say, "Oh, let's judge them and let's make them think that they're not as smart or they don't get it." Well, maybe it's the owners. Think about the owners and how they're treating the pet. Because my pets don't soil in the house. They get everything. They understand everything.
You're right. The owners are usually the problem when it comes to dogs. When I see, but I don't know what dogs think. I don't know what your basset hound thinks. I have no idea.
Well, you don't, but I do, because I pay attention.
You do.
And I'm aware and I'm conscious. And that's the thing that people need to start understanding, human beings, is start to connect more. Start to stop not judging so much the other species around us and trying to make them feel that they're inferior to us. Maybe make them on the same plane as you, and you will enjoy and love your life, and your life will just blossom, because those creatures were created by God. And I'm not going to get religious, but I'm being honest with you. And he put them here to balance out the human mind, because he knew that humans were going to be negative about everything, chastise everything around them.
Well, there's a lot of great humans that help animals, like people like Dr. Debbie who love animals, and I love animals. So you're
you
preaching
do.
to the choir. I mean, you sound so combative and angry, and I'm on your side.
Well, I don't know about that, because when I heard well, let me tell you, I was bouncing in the car yesterday, dancing, singing, having fun, 6 a.m, driving back to Carmel, which, by the way, is a very dog-friendly area. They are what you would consider top on the list as far as the way they treat animals in this area and how much they love love animals. In essence, I wouldn't even live here if it wasn't for the nature and the beauty of how they respect animals and nature. Dogs number one. So on that note, I just believe that man should realize that the rights and the respect to animals and other living creatures is just as important as their own respect.
You're here. Okay, and can I say something to you before you go? Please don't judge people by what you hear. Somebody can say something, and you hear a couple of words, and you assume it means one thing. Look inside a person's heart, okay? Look inside my heart. If you were with me every week and you saw all of the people that I helped, you would have such a different opinion, yet you just attack and lash out.
Well, let me tell you, you are what you say, and you basically are being called on what you said. They have a mindset of a 2-year-old. That's what you said. So if that came out of your mouth, then therefore you are going to be judged upon what you said.
Well, I stand by that statement.
There you go. So you got offended in the beginning of this conversation. Why? Because I basically said something derogatory about you. Well, what about you saying derogatory things about a dog? You think that might be taken personal to some people?
What I think. You're telling me what I think, but you don't know what I think.
Okay, I know what you said. What you said is what you think.
No, that's not true.
Really? Explain that then.
I think I'm done with this, huh?
I am too. You're just a very unhappy, combative.
Yeah, I'm unhappy. What I am is I don't like people like yourself. That's what I don't like.
You know what you don't like? Anybody.
No, I don't like people like you who write a book on your opinion and then try to make it factual and then teach people that call in the radio station to do something that is... Okay, whatever. You're not going to hear it. You're okay.
Happy, miserable human being.
Wonderful. You know, you only wish that was true. That's your excuse in life, because that's not the case at all.
Yeah.
You're so far gone.
And I want to remind you, Helena,
Well,
that
you guys are not the guys being attacked.
here's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying is that because Alan has an opinion doesn't mean it reflects the opinion of everybody here at Animal.
But I don't have an opinion. My opinion is that I love dogs. And my opinion is let's have an intelligent conversation without being combative and screaming.
No, it's not combative. It's me being direct and straightforward to you, and you don't like it.
No, you keep going, you people, you're this way, you're
No,
that
I
way.
said
I'm
you.
not
I'm
into
speaking about you, Alan. You're the one that said it on air yesterday, so take what you dish out.
I stand by that statement. A
Wonderful.
dog is not as smart as a human being.
Wow. Well, you know what? You got a lot to learn. You better be careful in the next life. You might be a dog. Joke will be on you.
Dog. I think I was a dog in the last life.
I think you still is. Okay, there you go. Helena, thank you for listening to Animal Radio, and like I said, the opinions of anybody on this radio station may not reflect anybody's opinions.
Thank you, Hal. I get that. I
Thank
get
you
that.
for listening. I appreciate it.